Oh yeah,
Hey,
we record.
hey, what's the name of this podcast, bro?
Now let's begin the story.
That time, motherfuckers. Dub down, motherfuckers.
H-Town's finest 16 Shots podcast.
I'm lightning with the blam blam.
Yes, it is us. It is the 16 Shots podcast with Young James Boogie, AR Dub. He is currently in H-Town, Texas, and I am in Atlanta, but it's going to be cold. That was so goddamn corny. 16 Shots podcast. What's going on, man?
Man, same old same. Same old same.
Y'all getting ready for y'all's 40-degree weather in a couple of nights?
It's been 40 degrees every morning this whole week. And
I know, but it's supposed to get cold. Like I think the high's supposed to be like low 40s, high 30s in Houston starting Sunday.
It's been low 40s every morning this whole week. And in the afternoon, it's like 65, 75.
Yeah, see, Sunday in the afternoon is going to be 40. So apparently, they gearing up for it to snow and be icy and shit in Atlanta. No, in Atlanta. Coming Sunday? I think Saturday night's supposed to get cold. We supposed to get like the bottom half of the winter storm, but north of me, it's supposed to be really snowy and icy. So, preparing myself, I've realized that on the East Coast, they prepare for snowstorms how we prepare for hurricanes and flooding. So, I went and bought some groceries. I bought some dry goods. I bought a bunch of water.
So they got you what you're trying to say, basically.
I bought some liquor for in case I'm at home for 2 days with no access to anything.
Okay, let me read this to you.
Read it to me, my brother.
Okay, currently right now it's 65 degrees outside. Tonight is supposed to get to be 49.
Yeah.
Saturday morning, 53.
Yeah.
And the low of 36, high of 3. Sunday, low of 40, high of 60. Monday, 65 and 45. Tuesday, 74 and 61. Wednesday, 48 and 78. You hear that?
Who's your weather authority that you get your weather from?
Oh, the Weather Channel. The Weather Channel always.
All right, because I'm an Apple nigga. I just look up my weather app. So Saturday, the high.
These iPhone people be. I just go to my iPhone.
Yeah, I go to my app. My app. If y'all can see it there.
It's coming from the Weather Channel, though.
It is, but it comes from the Weather Channel via Siri. Looks like today the high was 58, low 37, but tomorrow high will be 50, low 37. Sunday, my high will be 43, low of 32, 90% chance of precipitation. And then we're going to roll with nothing higher than 57 for the remainder of the week. I'll be in Birmingham on Monday, Birmingham, Alabama on Monday, Huntsville, Alabama on Tuesday.
And you have a rope?
Hey, what do I need a rope for? Are you asking me, do people there have rope?
I'm just saying, just so you can let them know that, look, if y'all got one, I got one too.
Nah, I keep the hammer on me, though, when I travel.
Good for you.
I got a license for it,
I didn't question your legality.
Man, you know what? Since we're here, I don't know what you have on the docket, but I just want to ask you a brief couple of questions, man. I've been going down, I love history. So I've been going down this rabbit hole lately of government-led assassinations on our leaders. So, like we all know I wanted to say, how in if you're a Christian you have the triune God, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
The Trinity,
the Holy Trinity, aka the triune God. Three people who are the same.
Keep going.
You know a little bit about it, though, right?
I mean, yeah, but I think you're speaking from the perspective of someone else looking in. Like I've been in Catholic school and never heard that term. I've heard it outside of Catholic school, but never Never heard that term.
Well, but I know you've heard it before. I know you are a Catholic, or you were raised Catholic, or went to Catholic school, right?
Yeah.
But I know you know about or know of the Holy Trinity.
Yeah.
Which is essentially three people who are one, or three entities who are one.
Kind of, yeah.
Kind of.
I wrote with you. Keep going. Right. Sorry.
So I used to say that the Holy Trinity of government assassinated peoples, was Martin Luther King,
okay,
JFK,
okay,
and Bobby Kennedy.
All right. So what do you say?
You got to add a fourth for Malcolm X, so it's really four. So with that being said, I saw the JFK movie when I was in middle school, probably, or high school, the one that Oliver Stone dropped. Mm-hmm. I know Robert Kennedy got shot or killed or murdered. Of course, we all know, what happened to Martin Luther King. Mm-hmm. But lately, due to records that have been unsealed and podcasts that have covered it, I've really took a deep dive into the murder, the assassination of JFK and Martin Luther King, and how they're so tightly or closely related. And then you roll Bobby Kennedy in there too, bro.
Oh, yeah.
The CIA definitely did it, bro. Like, if you didn't know then, like looking at it looking on it at 40-year-old eyes in 2022, I was like, how the fuck did the American public fall for that bullshit they fed us about JFK?
Well, I mean, it's complicated, as many say, but the forces that are, yeah, I don't know what to say.
And then, bro, the conspiracy theorists, people say you're crazy if you think 9/11 the government allowed 9/11 to happen, or you're crazy if you think the government created COVID. Which I'm not going to dive into the COVID that much. Some of these conspiracies,
That's very crazy to think that. Simply because, okay, that's not crazy. But what I'm saying is, a lot of the
it's not crazy, but I think some of the people who have their tinfoil hats on about COVID, I think some of them are crazy. Okay.
Well, I'm saying that the premise of most of it is saying that the government created it. But the whole premise is that the U.S. government has the influence to be able to do these worldly things. And they have influence, but it skips over all the other governments.
Do you know that they actually presented plans to the President of the United States, John F. Kennedy, to fake terrorist attacks on United States citizens, blame it on Cubans, just to invade Cuba? That's fact. That's not a conspiracy. They have documents. That's fact.
Why does that sound wild to you?
No, it doesn't sound wild to me.
Why do you think that? But
there's some people who think that's wild, and they'll think well, that's wild if they tried to do it again. It would not be wild at all if they attempted to do this again.
What I'm saying is this: that somebody proposing something and somebody doing something is two different things. Because I have somebody who's an idiot enough, to say, let's try this, that doesn't confirm the government's involvement in trying this. It's just saying that somebody was a dummy.
But when damn near everybody is on board but the president and maybe one or two advisors, when your military advisors with the CIA come to the president with this plan, I'm pretty sure it's happened again. It's happened again, bro.
But what you're saying isn't indicative of the actions. Saying that somebody had a horrible or racist idea or an ignorant idea doesn't mean that they actualized it. There's been a bunch of dumb ideas that have been suggested from the top side of the military or from the bottom side of the military. And it's just because somebody was like, well, I think we can do this because it's, it's harebrained enough to work. That doesn't necessarily suggest that actually happened. We're talking conspiracy theories.
What do you mean? What do you mean it actually happened? So, but it's fact though. There are documents that these military leaders, in conjunction with the CIA, presented actual plans to fake terrorist acts, blame them on Cubans, invade Cuba. You don't think that someone else down the line said, man, you know what? Remember that one time we said we was going to do this? Well, let's see if we can get away with it now.
What I'm saying is that just because somebody suggested something, because it could be as harebrained, there's been a bunch of harebrained schemes that are nefarious, that are ridiculous, that, are all in between. Documentation is just a documentation that, yeah, he's stupid. That's what the document is like. Look how stupid these people were.
What do you think the CIA does on a daily basis?
That's what I'm saying.
I'm asking you. What is the CIA? What is the CIA? What do they do?
But you're skipping over with my point. What I'm saying is, your point is that do you have documentation that somebody suggested this stupid thing? Do you have documentation that said this thing happened? No, because it didn't happen.
Well, we know why it didn't happen though. It got shot down, but we know why it didn't happen.
Exactly. So,
but that was just one time. You don't think that it's how far fetched do you think it is to say? And again, I'm just stepping out on a limb. I'm not saying I believe this. I'm just playing devil's advocate. How far fetched do you think it is to say that this was presented again around the time of 9/11 and they did that bullshit? Because we know there were no real weapons of mass destruction. However, they needed a reason to go invade. How do we know the second time they didn't say, okay, let's try it?
How do we know if y'all do it, I'm going to do it too?
What you mean? No, I'm doing it for a reason. But why do you, I'm just asking.
I'm saying that I agree with you, but I disagree with the fact. I don't disagree. I just feel like the fact that, like, the logistics of making things happen make it like you're talking about 1960 compared to 2000. Like the technology, the covering up that would have to take place is totally different. Like, it's just like we can't compare what happened in 1960 to what happened in 2002 or
the only difference is technology, but technology works both ways. The advancements of technology make it harder to cover up things, but also the advancements of technology can make it easier to get away with things. Like, it works both ways. The advancements of technology,
right. I totally agree with that.
Yeah, the advancements of technology make today's athletes a better athlete. But at the end of the day, they're still the same athletes of yesterday's sports. They just have better tools to work with.
Okay, I'm glad you said that. So we can, because this wormhole you're going down.
Yeah, but now we can do this later. I was fascinated with, this was me looking at those deaths with adult eyes. That's all.
But I was going to kind of go down that road with you about today's athletes and talking about HBCUs. Naboo. First off, let's
what's up,
man? What's going down? Naboo, what it do?
What's up, man? Oh man, this is how I know I've not been on here for a while.
Got sound effects and
we got special effects.
A little bit. We got
virtual backgrounds.
We do. See, Boog hadn't even peeped that I be hitting them with two different angles sometimes on the video. You dig? But
hey, hit him with the intro, man.
We'll play it again.
Play this podcast, man.
Now let's begin the story.
That time, motherfuckers. Dub down, motherfuckers.
H-Town's finest 16 Shots podcast.
I'm lightning with the blam blam.
Wow.
Professional over here.
A little professional.
All right.
Professional over here. So, Naboo, the great Naboo with the Rap Almanac. Naboo.
Are you finna hop in HBCUs off the bat?
Yeah, man.
Well, hold on. Before you hop in,
let's do it.
What did you two guys feel about these recent photos of Ye or Kanye, or whatever you want to call him, with the likes of the Game and Hit Boy.
Why does that make?
The PETA stuff.
The who? There was PETA stuff.
talking about,
I saw Game
like-
had some bullshit with a monkey on his cover. I don't know. I'm excited about the music I'm finna hear.
Yeah. PETA's going after him about that.
Because he had a monkey on the
The
cover.
people for the ethical, the people for the ethical treatment of animals.
He didn't skin the monkey.
See what it says? Don't feed the animals.
I mean, they go after everybody.
Don't feed the animals.
I bet they be eating all kind of like hamburgers and shit too, bro.
Shout out to Lion King. I mean, the Tiger King. But I don't know. But speaking of Lion King and Tiger King, like, what's the next natural progression of kings? We've had the Monkey King, we've had the Lion King, we've had the Tiger King. What's the next natural progression of kings that we should have? Why are you eating on the pod, bro?
I don't know.
You know what I'm saying? You taken the whole pod to name the whole pod what I was eating on the pod, and we didn't have video when I was eating.
I did.
And now we have actual video, and here you go eating the whole roasted chicken sandwich. You know what I'm saying?
I'm a working man, bro.
We all are, bro. I don't have a servant walking through the door bringing me,
Get married, my guy.
How many black podcasts are they eating and drinking?
Well,
It's like every one, huh?
Oh, okay. Well, hey.
Is that
this is water.
no? But I'm serious, right? I feel like every black podcast has like, hey, we just gonna post up. We're gonna eat a little, which is kind of amazing. It's kind of like, because I feel like the same thing happens in black households, but not in white households. Like, you can go into a black household and like get fed, but in a white household, like, you can't just like open up their fridge,
Let me tell you I'm gonna tell you why black people are behind. Right now, the Latin X's, they have the taco. The German Europeans, they have
the hamburger.
The sandwich, right? If you're in there, you might have some chapati, you know what I mean, or you might have a food.
Samosas.
There you go, right?
I love samosas, bro.
What do the black people have?
Hog maws, chitlins, smothered pork chops, ribs, oxtails, fried catfish. Come on, go on still.
That's a good point, actually.
That's
a good point.
You cannot stuff oxtails. You cannot eat oxtails like a sandwich, bro. I can take a sandwich anywhere.
You ain't never had a pork chop sandwich, bro?
That's the sandwich. That's Germans. That's they stuff, man. We in our own.
Which Germans got a fried pork chop with a bone in it, put it between two pieces of Wonder Bread,
See what I'm saying?
gave
bread,
it to their son?
That's theirs, bro.
The bread is theirs?
The bread is theirs. Like, that's their thing, man. They decided, okay, I'm going to put the bread on it. They have the peanut butter sandwich. They got this any kind of sandwich. They have the patent on.
Nah, we just enhance their shit. I mean,
your own, bro. Your own.
I mean, that's a given.
Saltfish.
That's a given. I mean, black people definitely enhance almost everything they touch.
What is the food that you can eat anywhere, that you don't have to worry about having the actual food that you're eating on your hand? You have a barrier.
Elote.
What'd you say? Hello who?
Elote. The corn in the cup with the mayo and shit that the essays be chefing up in front of Fiesta.
That is theirs. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Oh, you mean it belongs to us?
Yes. What do we have?
Watermelon.
You going, man? We don't have one, man.
Just got real.
We don't have one, bro. We don't have one.
Chicken?
See, that's where everybody.
No, it can't be chicken.
No.
Because
it can't be chicken,
bro. Now, the great American.
No,
American,
the meat patty, the Jamaican meat patty, bro.
That's Jamaican. It's
but them black people, though, bro. Oh, you said American. Ain't shit American, my nigga. Ain't nothing is American. Outside of apple pie. That's probably not even American.
I don't know. I'm just saying, man, we need one. We have too many, like, when you go to like Dr. Umar's IG, or you go to he's like the black man invented this, the black man invented. How can he hadn't invented a
I got it, bro. Peanut butter. Peanut butter is ours.
But you can't eat peanut butter by. You can't put peanut butter on your hand.
You just get a plastic spoon.
No, check this out. I'm gonna actually give you a historical maybe reference of why that is.
Mm-hmm.
So if you think about any colonized country, right? Not like most of the time, the colonized countries like Jamaica, like India, like China, a lot of them were colonized but not just by Europeans, but specifically the British. Okay?
Fuck the British.
So, and even though we were British colonies, we weren't necessarily colonized, right? Whereas all the countries I just listed were definitely colonized, right? So you have these British rulers over this sector of people, right?
Right.
And they're not doing the work. They're the bosses. They're the overseers, right? So they have time to drink their tea.
Okay.
And while they have time to drink their tea, they have time to partake in snacks. Tea time and snacks are not a working class idea.
Mm-mm.
You know what I'm saying?
I try to take tea time, bro. I get laughed at work when I make my tea.
Right.
First off,
exactly. That's crazy, right? If you think about it, the idea that like even the idea of like our typical American 8-hour work day has only like this 30-minute lunch break.
Bullshit.
Like it's not really a break. You know what I'm saying? It's not like I'm a teacher. 30 minutes ain't enough.
Never enough.
No.
Yeah.
The work day really should be 6 hours with a 2-hour break.
Well, no. Let me.
Yeah.
That was that.
Or 4 days, or just 4 days a week.
There's some jobs that you need to do there's some jobs that you need to do more than 4 days a week. Like
examples.
Building houses. Builders need to work they need to work like months.
But see, when you building a house though, you might work X amount of days straight, but then you're gonna be off for a little minute.
That's what I'm saying. Y'all need to be taking no 4-day weeks, 6 hours. That take about a year to build one house.
That's not true at all.
If you're taking short breaks like that, but if if
it take you a year to build my house, that's the big ass house, bro.
That's not true.
I'm speaking to
and I'll say this actually. Have you ever seen construction workers? They take a ton of breaks.
They do. I seen a bunch of essays, bro. I seen them put a house up in like 2 weeks, but them boys be taking breaks.
Yeah.
I was gonna say something.
They take a ton of breaks.
I'm not gonna say it, but I be seeing them boys take a break because I go with them. They find the fire tacos. They be at that hole for a minute, bro.
Oh yeah.
Look, what we're not going to do is talk about my cousins, or maybe your cousin, more your cousins, Mr. Aaron, than my cousin.
I definitely told you I'm Cuban, bro.
But okay, so on to the HBU conversation.
Let's talk about HBUs, man.
Okay.
Let's talk about it.
So I'm gonna tell you my theory, and I want to hear y'all response to my theory.
All right, let's go. Give me a theory.
I feel like the entire HBU issue is fueled by people of color's lack of unity.
Okay. What's the issue? Give me the update on the issue.
I mean, the outcry is more athletes should go to HBCUs. HBCUs don't have this, don't have that. But all the athletes have to do is just not go to PWIs. It's just that simple.
So, I think excuse me, I think this. There shouldn't be, a kid should go to the college that they want to go to. Whatever institution they want to go to, that person should be able to go there, feel no pressure. It shouldn't be, I don't think it should be any type of advantage to go to Alabama versus Prairie View A&M. Each institutions should have the resources to put that person's goals, and like I should be able to achieve my goal at whatever college I go to. If my goal is to get to the NFL or the NBA and have a shot at that, going to Alabama shouldn't be any kind of advantage over that versus going to the Prairie Views or the A&Ms or the Howards of the world simply because of resources. I'll say that. Like I shouldn't have better resources going to PWI over HBCU. What do you think about that?
Why not?
What do you mean? Why not?
Hold on. I'm as the non-black voice in here. I'm gonna ask y'all both a question. And just anecdotally, what have you seen is the advantage of going to a HBCU
over a PWI?
That you personally have seen.
So,
okay, interject before you get answer. I want to interject. I don't want to stop you, but
go ahead.
And ask all y'all question. Teaching, coaching, training. Do you think that have you had a teacher, coach, or trainer of a different race, presumably of a white race, that has been better than one of your same race to both of y'all?
I 100.
Oh yeah, I have.
I've 100% had Coach Reineke, the head football coach of Madison High School, as of a couple of years ago. I'm assuming he's still there. I don't know, but Coach Reineke was a better coach than my coach at Worthing. I'll say that. Now that's just one example, but that's the only example I can speak of. The rest of my examples,
We don't know. White, or what was he?
He was white. He was a white guy. Matter of fact, I had two white coaches in Madison that were great coaches. Outside of that, I've been coached by African Americans my entire life. So, even in college, I was coached by black people. So those are the only two examples I have, and I think those two coaches, outside of Coach Ray Seals, and one or two other coaches at Madison, those two white coaches were the best coaches I've ever been coached by.
What about you, Naboo? Coaches, teachers, trainers?
Oh yeah. I didn't play sports, but actually, you know what? I did play baseball in 6th grade. I had a black coach actually who.
Coach really had baseball in 6th grade.
Oh no, I played for YMCA.
Okay. I'm gonna say, man, that's a ditty.
Yeah. No. I ain't no.
But
I did have a black coach for my YMCA league, and he was awesome. But also he was like a superstar athlete. Like he actually was like a competitor on American Gladiators that year.
damn, hey, you're telling your age, bro. But man, I wanted to be on American Gladiators so bad.
Dude, we all did. But I mean, he was above and beyond. But back to your original question. I'm just gonna. One of my best teachers was one of my art teachers, who was white, and he specifically was awesome because he had more. He literally had more connections in the community. Mm-hmm. And like he could bring so many different like resources to the classroom, and I've had instructors of color who didn't have that same pull.
And that's the second piece that I wanted to also reiterate, that I don't think I've had a bad black coach. And I'm not saying I didn't have
Sure.
any
No. It has nothing to do with bad or good. I'm just talking about like overall, like I mean, and it might be due to privilege, but they just had. I just knew a lot of my white instructors that had a lot more pull.
Yeah. And I will say this. I will say that the two white coaches that I speak of, Coach Reineke, I forgot the other coach's name, they were awesome coaches. They were awesome coaches because they knew how to coach the X and O's of football. A lot of our black coaches, they knew the X and O's as well, but I could relate to them. They were from where I was from in a sense of community, background, dealt with some of the same struggles we dealt with. I think that's important. And when it comes to actual educators, teachers I've had, I feel like my best instructors were people of color because they could relate to us as well as teach us. I've had some good white teachers who could teach us, but they were out of touch with our community.
But see, what I think that's okay. So I'm not attacking your. I want to say it beforehand. I'm not attacking your stand. But I'm saying is like I've always told the people that I deal with, whether they're 7 or 70, if your goal is to feel comfortable, then you don't want to span your wings. Like saying that they can't relate to me or they don't relate to my community. Like that's why I got to relate to your community. This is this thing I'm telling you is bigger than your community. Not. I'm saying like if we're talking about world geography, I don't have to dumb it down or change it so that somebody from third world can understand it because
well, see, I think that's where you got the wrong idea of it. Just because I said that I can relate to you, you make things relatable. You understand where I'm coming from. Doesn't mean that it's dumbed down. Doesn't mean that I'm not uncomfortable. I've had like some of the teachers who've challenged me the most were people of color, simply because they could relate to the background where I was from, so they wanted more for said person. So they actually had invested interest in growth for the kids that they're teaching. So not only could they relate to us, but they made it super uncomfortable because they wanted to make sure that you could be successful.
Well, like, why I gotta relate to you to teach you math? Like, what's the relation point I have to make to teach you math?
Well, it's just about seeing someone who looks like you and learning from them.
I'm asking you a question though. Tell me why I have to relate to you to teach you algebra. What is the relation point? Where is the point where I have to be, okay, since you're black and I'm black, you'll understand that 3x plus 4x equals 12.
It's not because I'm black and you're black, so the math makes more sense. It's the fact that I'm talking to someone who looks like me. I'm seeing someone from the student aspect that looks like me, that's successful at something. We might have similar backgrounds. So
hold on.
So
to interject.
Go ahead.
On both of your points. So why does someone have to relate to me if they're teaching math to communicate with you better?
Yeah.
If they speak your language, they can properly address where you may or may not understand, and they can properly recognize where you may or may not have difficulty.
He said what I said in the shorter version. Thank you, Naboo.
What I'm saying is that one thing that I've learned and been told in every setting is that there are certain universal languages, and numbers is one of the universal languages.
It's not the numbers though. The numbers is not what we're talking about. It's the comfort level and being able to talk to
you
someone.
still got to teach. You got to teach like before we teach numbers, we have to communicate what those numbers mean and what those symbols mean. If you can't communicate, communication's really the first step of teaching.
Yeah, but let's skip forward past the point where we're not talking about third graders or fifth graders. We're not talking about people who. Let me finish. We're not talking about people who aren't capable of understanding English. So we're not talking about a language.
Okay.
We're talking about you. I'm asking both of you guys to explain to me, where is the relationship point where you're a ninth grader, you're Hispanic, you're a ninth grader, you're from Pakistan, you're a ninth grader, you're from Uganda, you're a ninth grader, you're from Third Ward, right? These 4 different kids. Why do I have to wait to you to teach you algebra?
I think the whole point of what we're saying is the establishing the communication piece first. That's what it is. Like prime example, I'm talking about book. Prime example, I'm 40 years old right now. In the industry that I work in, I am a leadership figure. So right now, dealing with certain people, it's easier for me to get the point across of the task that needs to be done as a person of color talking to another person of color, because I kind of I'm telling you, I understand the language. The communication is better. I've been in a situation where a white person was trying to teach said task to someone or to get them to understand what needs to be done, and it fell on deaf ears. It didn't happen.
But it sounds to me like you're saying that in order to communicate with a black person, you have to talk in this circle. It's
not just black people. It's all people. Because there's some white people who could care less about communicating with me, or don't really kind of get it when I'm communicating with them, but they communicate fine with what appear that looks like them. I think I think some of it is the comfort level you have with someone who looks like you, and establishing that line of communication, and being able to relate with said person to teach them something.
But you keep talking about comfort level, and like I said,
hold on. He makes a really good point. I will agree with both of y'all in this point, though. It is about communication in a certain level of comfort, and that doesn't necessarily have to cross racial lines. It could easily cross like your socioeconomic line, right?
You're correct.
So if we're all from the trailer park and we all talk a certain way, as long as the communication is clear, teaching something would be easier.
I agree with that 100%.
What I'm saying is what both of y'all saying is similar. What I'm saying is that ultimately what you're doing is saying that I'm going to be able to relate better with people from the trailer park. But I'm saying that this world is not a trailer park. This world there's a medium in the world. There's a medium of communication that's bigger than the inner city, than the trailer park, than these comfort zones. So I need to talk to you the way that I would think, or that I know that society is going to talk to you. Society is going to talk to you this way. So I need you to talk. I need you to be able to speak to you. I need to be able to talk to you.
Dude, you're making which society is going to talk to you which way?
Give you a great example. If let's just say black kids. If I say, well, I've heard this a bunch of times, them white coaches don't know how to talk to the black kids. And so we talk to the black kids a certain kind of way. We use certain type of stimulus to get them excited. We might, you got to talk to them like this. Now, when that same black kid leaves that high school and goes to Alabama, you think Nick Saban's going to do that same thing that the black coach is doing? You think Nick Saban's going to yell and scream at you? No, he's going to tell you.
I think Nick Saban is 100% going to yell and scream at you. But I also believe that I think that your good or great coaches or educators or just people who lead people, period, are able to communicate with all walks of life. And it's not about a race thing. It's about being able to be that diverse and communicate with all walks of life. I think Nick Saban is a perfect example of that.
Exactly. So I'm saying is when I go to Belichick.
But I also think Coach Ray Seals out of Madison High School is a perfect example of that too. I think Deion Sanders is a great example
also,
of that.
I don't think Deion Sanders is a great example.
I think he is, bro.
That's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that what happens a lot with athletes, with employees, young people, if I'm used to being spoken to a certain type of way, I'm used to a certain way of communication, and I go somewhere where the communication is not that way, now all of a sudden we're not relatable. Whereas if I
wait, I got to interject on that.
Yeah.
So first off, everyone in the world, in every culture, literally in every single culture, does this. It's called code switching. Look it up. It's a linguistic term.
But what I'm saying is
we change our linguistics depending on the situation. All of us do.
Mm-hmm.
Every culture does this.
100%.
We change how we. I mean, even in the most basic ways, right? Yeah. Like you talk to your wife differently than you talk to your homeboys.
Mm-hmm. I do it at work.
Talk to your boss differently than you talk to your coworkers.
I do it at work 10 times a day.
Code, and what I'm saying is, the best salesmen don't have to code switch.
They do because you have to know your audience.
They do. They do.
Yes, they do. They 100% do. I watch it daily. You have to know your audience. I watch that shit. Now you're in my world. I watch that shit 100 times a day. You have to know who you're talking to. You have to know your audience. And if my job is to persuade you to do something, I have to know who I'm talking to, and I have to be able to communicate with you the way you understand.
Or I need to be able to present something in a clear manner that you in a clear and concise manner that you don't have to. I don't got it. If I'm telling you, like, if I come to you in a medium that is accepted by the majority, meaning that I don't have to be extra hood talking to a black person.
It ain't about that though.
Finish. And I don't have to be extra proper talking to white. If I'm talking in a medium that's acceptable and I present you with a good, precise situation, I don't care how relatable that other person is. If he's telling you I'm gonna charge you $50,000 and I'm telling you I'm gonna charge you $20,000, you coming to me. It's about the presentation of how you. It's not about me shucking and jiving with you or being cool with you.
It's not a shuck and jive though, but
have you ever bought a car?
Yes.
Dude, salesmen code switch all the time.
I know.
They literally do it in front of you. They do it in front of you when you're purchasing a car. So when you come in, they're all friendly. When you talk numbers, they start code switching.
And what I'm saying is,
as soon as you negotiate,
what I'm saying is, what CarMax, their advertisers are saying, hey, there's no bull. I'm sorry, not car. They're like, you don't have to have.
No, it's CarMax. Carfax.
Is it the Carfax?
It's CarMax. Carfax is Carfax. Carfax is a reporting system that lets you know the history of your vehicle. CarMax is the organization that tells you it's no haggle, no BS car dealership. But we all know it's haggle and BS. The only thing CarMax does not do is negotiate price for the vehicle and the price for your trade. Everything else they're going to bullshit you about, like any other car dealership you walk into.
I agree, but what I'm saying is, as a consumer, if I come in saying, like, I'm not going to come in here, if I'm just thinking to myself, I'm not going to have this dude trying to jelly me up from the beginning. I'm not going to be haggled. I'm not going to be played, because it's really what it is. I'm trying to play you. I'm trying to see, oh, you got basketball shoes on. Hey man, you like to play basketball? And I'm trying to relate to you, trying to play you to get on your good side to be your friend, as opposed to like, hey man, this car costs this. What you want to spend?
But that's 100% what they're going to do. The moment you walk in the door, you're being profiled by a salesman, and they're looking at key things that they can take away to talk to you, to be relatable to you. If they see you walk in basketball shoes and gym shorts, the first thing they're going to say is, hey man, you like to play ball? Man, I played ball too in college. X, Y, and Z. Ha 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 ha. Man, let me show you this vehicle over here. And bro, that's what they're gonna do. You're being sized up from the get go. So what do you think educators do? If I have a kid sitting in my house, in my room, and they're not relating to anything I'm saying while I'm trying to teach them math, but I notice every time they come into my class, they got a Travis Scott shirt on. Well, shit, I might spark a conversation about Travis Scott. That might get his attention. Now I got his attention. Hey man, well let's go over these algebra equations or whatever, and then we'll talk about Travis Scott some more.
That's the problem with education right there, because that interplay you just said is not telling that child that, hey, or telling that human being, that individual, that, hey, at this point right here, this is not about Travis Scott, and we have a task to do. Your task to come in this classroom is to be focused on math. I don't gotta rub your belly.
So let me ask you a question. Why the fuck do educators decorate their classes with holidays throughout the year? Why the fuck do educators have holiday-themed exercises for curriculum?
Do they?
Yes. Do they, Naboo? I don't know. I'm not an educator.
They do.
They do. But
they do.
So why do they have that book?
Well, because they're trying to. Let me say that. Why do educators have holiday-themed?
Give me the answer off the top of your head, bro. It ain't that hard of a thought process.
The reason why I was pausing, because I'm like, there are some schools that like it's not Christmas no more; it's winter break. Like
no. See, now you get into political things. But what I'm saying is, why do they still have they'll still have a winter holiday decorations? Why do they do that?
It's a time of year that we've been. The time of year that we've been processed and told that this is the time when
if you're not gonna give a legit answer, like a real answer, if you're gonna give me the PC or whatever answer you want to give me to go with your narrative, they do it because it's relatable, bro. It's Halloween, bro. We're finna add ghosts to the equation. You know what I'm saying? It's just to relate, to get the kids involved, to get the kids excited, bro.
You talking about little kids? I'm talking about high school.
It's the same thing. It'll progress in high school, my nigga. It's all about communicating to the audience that you're speaking to and finding ways to get them to do the assignment, to get them to get bought into the assignment, to get them to learn. There's nothing wrong with it.
If I'm calling ghosts in high school, bro, then
all right, bro, you tripping now. Go ahead.
No, you tripping. If I'm telling high school kids, hey, I got 7 ghosts in the room.
You're right. I'm tripping. I mean, let's use common sense as well when we're having a debate. But go ahead.
I feel like you're talking about younger kids, and I can understand younger kids.
I just use younger kids as an example, but they 100% do it in high school as well. It might not be as elementary or simple as that, but it's done.
The most I personally, and this is my personal thought, the most that I would accept for high school kids is using something that they like and finding the science or the math or the geometry or the history in it. But as far as trying to relate so that we can be on it, like why would I, as a person who has went to college, went through school, and I'm teaching you, why would I come down and try to relate to your level and you don't know what I know? That's stupid. That's dumb. That's hustling backwards.
The purpose is to teach you what I know.
But what I'm saying is, I got to teach you what I know. I don't have to level down because your understanding is not on my understanding. So what I'm saying is, if I'm coming down and trying to relate Travis Scott to this lesson, and Travis Scott is now, there's so many other things that we can like. I can be like, I'd rather you say Travis Scott uses the same musical scheme as Beethoven, as opposed to me saying, man, Travis Scott hitting her. Well, it's like I can understand relating, but I don't want to relate on their level, because their level is they haven't been old. They're not old enough to have. I mean, you have certain kids that have an understanding of beyond their spectrum. But that's the same thing I'm saying. When you're saying me seeing somebody doing, like, me having somebody that looks like me gives me a better I feel like I can do it now. Like, why, man? Like, why? This is Beowulf, bro. Beowulf gonna be the same whether a Pakistani, white, black, orange. It's Beowulf, bro. So how is us relating to you gonna make you understand Beowulf better? How can I translate Beowulf better because we look alike or because I relate to you. No, man, me and you need to meet here. The constant thing is this learning. Let's meet at the learning.
Let me ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
One of your constant things you say to parents when it comes to you and you teaching your basketball camps is, I've done this. So because I've done this, it gives me the credibility to be able to teach it. You haven't done it. So the credibility that you don't have is the fact that you haven't done it. Mm-hmm. If I go by the logic of what you're saying is, well, it doesn't matter if I've played basketball at a higher level or not. If I can understand the concept of dribbling, then I can teach a kid how to dribble. Is that correct? You don't put any stock in having experience in what you're teaching or having experience in the sport so I can relate to said athlete because I've been through some of the things that the athlete will eventually go through.
Yeah, but it's one thing to relate to what they're going through. It's another thing for me to say, oh, like, okay, I'm your coach, Dub, and you're a middle linebacker, and I was a middle linebacker 20 years ago.
Yeah.
So I understand what you're going through, but I also understand that the things that you're able to do and the concepts you want to learn, there's a lot more. So am I going to sit here and talk to you about what you're going through for 30 minutes? Or I'm going to say, oh, you're going through this right now. I understand. Now, let me tell you this thing. I'm not coming to you as much as you should be coming to me. It's
what are you talking about? Like if I'm teaching somebody.
Wait. I gotta interrupt. Because I'm gonna give you an actual historical reference that kind of proves me and A-Dub's point. You ever seen the movie Stand and Deliver with Edward James Olmos?
I hate that movie. Keep going.
The movie's based on a true story.
I know. I hate it.
Of a Latino teacher in East LA who had to relate to his kids to teach them calculus. And he did have to go to their level. He did have to dumb it down to communicate.
Also, the kids he had were gangbangers. They were in a gangbanger neighborhood. Like, so what I'm saying is, it's a difference between me telling me you don't believe in me, and it goes back to the same thing. They don't believe in the teacher because of their environment. And so I come down and say, hey, I was in your environment. I lived in your environment. I understand what you're going through. Okay, you can be successful. I applaud that. But I'm also saying that we shouldn't do that. That shouldn't be the norm. Like, the norm shouldn't be if the norm.
I agree. As someone who definitely never has had anyone who racially is of my component teach me, right? Like, I've never had an Indian teacher in my life, right?
Yeah, man, come on, bro. You never had an Indian teacher in your life?
Never. Where they at?
What high school did you go to?
I went to Westfield, dog.
Oh, see, that's what it was, man. Like, I never, I've never had. I'm trying to think. I'm talking about high school when you're learning complex, middle school, high school. I've never had an American-born math teacher from 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th. I didn't have it. I've never had an American-born math teacher. They've been Pakistani. They've been African. They've all been foreign.
Oh, wow.
And I went to school I'm talking about in the middle of the Third Ward, South Park, Irvington and Tidwell. Never had, you know what I'm saying? Because for the most part, and I remember, man, I wish I had some people on here. I remember some of the kids calling their parents, complaining on the teacher's name, Mr. Kazemi, because they were like, we can't understand what he's saying. Like, and he used to always say, don't listen to the words I'm saying, look at what I'm doing, because my words might be, not relatable, but this math right here this math is undeniable. These numbers work the same in every single country you go to. So yeah, I might not. He couldn't say parallelogram. He couldn't say obtuse, triangle. But if you look at these numbers and you look with your eyes, and you have to tune in, you can't miss it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I agree that there's the element of teachers having to relate to their kids, but I also agree that we've gone, like, there's too many examples of educators saying like it's turned into edutainment. It's not education no more. It's edutainment because people are so like.
I mean, I'll agree with that.
You gotta relate to me. You gotta make it fun and man, calculus ain't fun. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just like football or basketball or baseball, man. Working out ain't fun, man. You're gonna have pain. You're gonna have setbacks. And me saying let's do hip hop yoga to make it. It's not fun, bro. It's not fun. It's not about relating all the time. Sometimes
hip hop yoga is fire, bro.
Hip hop yoga not going to make you a better football player.
Well, it's yoga, so yeah.
I'll say this. I think education is one of those things that I'm surprised more people don't talk about this. But you know how like all diets don't work with the same people. I think the same thing happens for education. We all learn differently.
Yeah, we do.
Some of us are audio learners. Some of us are visual. Some of us are tactile. Some of us are kinesthetic learners, and we all learn differently on so many different levels.
Mm-hmm. You know what I think is bad when it's trying to learn though? Mm-hmm. So I think the person, I only can use black versus white because that's what I know. I've had experience in. No, I'm not racist. I'm just going by what I've experienced. The white teacher that tries to relate to me by speaking in hip hop is what they use or say. I hate that shit. Just talk to me normal. I hate that. That's all.
Yeah.
Like I had a fire teacher, bro. She taught Greek mythology, and you know what I'm saying. She didn't try to like. I hate it when people use the term. I'll use it. Act black or whatever. She literally had a passion for Greek mythology, and she taught that shit. And the way she taught it was infectious because she was excited about it.
Hold on. You had a class in Greek mythology?
Yeah, for 2 years.
What school was this at, man?
GLC, Grover Lincoln Education Center.
Speaking of GLC, I just saw Mr. Walton yesterday, man. He's coaching at
which one?
I want to say Steve, the oldest.
Oh, okay.
Which one you went to school with? The one he's played with us, man.
I went to school with all of them. So by the time, well, no, I didn't go to school with all of them. Me and Chris were in the same grade because me and Chris the same age. Anthony Walton was a year ahead of us at Lincoln. Steve was a freshman in high school when we was in 6th grade. So I would always see Steve because Steve would always come to our games. So essentially, middle school and up, I was around all of them because they real tight-knit family, bro. They cool. They was like, their old man was a Harlem Globetrotter. So they were mixed. Yeah, their old man, their dad was black. The dad was black. He was a Harlem Globetrotter. So they're mixed. But they looked white, but they were black and white. And they were just, I think what made them cool was they didn't try to,
Talk about it. What made them cool?
Well, they didn't try to be black or white. They just were themselves. And that's what's fire about everybody is being yourself. And that's why I said, like, prime example, Coach Prime. Coach Prime is himself, but a young black player or athlete being coached by Deion Sanders, a guy who came up how I came up, is from where I'm from, had the plight he had, has the swag that he has. Why would I not want to get coached by Coach Prime? And that's black or white, but especially as a black person.
Like I said about Steve. Steve is fire because Steve, the medium, the social contract that we have with each other as human beings, as saying, hey, like we all agree that this shirt is black. You might say it's off black. You might say it's but we agree that black is black. Your shirt is cream or white, you know. But when we start saying, well, I feel like that shirt is, yellow, and we start going outside of the social construct, then that's when we have to decide who is more right, me or you.
It's not about being more right. I'm just saying, for the argument's sake, and we can go to a new topic.
My point was
I learned more effectively when I was taught by people who look like me. I'm not saying I didn't have people who didn't look like me who weren't great educators. Yeah. But I do think there's a premium of being taught by someone who looks like you, someone I can relate with. That's all.
It's crazy, man.
It's not crazy. I walk into meetings and I scan a room. There's no one in the room that looks like me. So sometimes when I walk in a room and I see someone in the room that looks like me, it's a little bit of a relief because it's like, damn, I see a familiar face. I see someone in a place that looks like me. That doesn't mean that they are about my agenda. That just simply means like, damn, there's someone who looks like me. And that's a refreshing feeling to have. That's all I'm saying.
Naboo, what were your grades like coming out of high school?
Okay.
Yeah, what were your grades like coming out of high school?
All A's, dude. I mean,
did you
my
have,
parents ain't gonna accept less.
Did you have anybody? Did you have any teachers that like you throughout high school?
No.
So, did you say to yourself, "Oh man, I don't have nobody look like me. This is harder because they don't look like me," or did you say, "Hey, they don't look like me, but whether they look like me or not, this curriculum is the same for everybody"?
Okay. So I'll say this. Because I didn't have teachers that looked like me, I never felt comfortable asking them for help.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that doesn't mean I was expected to the expectations of the household was to make A's.
I agree.
So I had to figure out how to make an A.
You making a point for me. If I'm saying like the circumstance that you have is that there's an element of the teacher or the institution, but the expectation that the individual accepts, has, and goes through is bigger than anything else.
So explain this to me, Book. I've been in a situation in my professional life, where I've been a part of leadership or whatever.
I'll let you finish.
And there's been an associate who is not black at all, but would fit the description of a person of color. And they were dealing with maybe a form of discrimination from someone who is not a person of color. They related with me better simply because we were both people of color and we've had some of the same or similar struggles. And because of that, I've been able or was able to at that time to talk through some of the struggles and find solutions to be able to deal with the issues that they're going through that people that our white leadership couldn't do. And I think that you have to put some premium on that. And I think it works with education as well. I think sometimes it's comforting to see someone who looks like you. To your point, Boog, I understand what you're saying. That's not life. Throughout life, I've walked in plenty of rooms where I've been the only person of color in that room, and I couldn't sit here and say, man, there's no one who looks like me, so I can't get my job done. No, I had to make sure I did my job. But when I do walk in a room, the board meeting, a Zoom meeting, a leadership room, and I'm supposed to be a person that's of leadership, and I see someone who looks like me or another person of color, it's a little refreshing because I feel like, damn, this is a diverse room I walked in. I'm not walking in a sea of white people, which mostly I'm walking in a sea of white people. So,
right.
I think Boog knows that he's just being plain devil's advocate. I think he's switching outfits again.
So I'll say this. Yeah, I mean, definitely there's the part of any kind of, whether it's a work system or an education system, where it depends on the individual, right?
It does.
Like what, right? Like if the individual has the goal to succeed, they'll figure a way, right? But to kind of like both points on this, you know, having a comfort level to where you can approach somebody and be like, hey, I'm not understanding why this is going this way, or why I'm interpreting stuff this way, right? Having that support system, and I'm not saying the support system is necessary, but having that support system to clarify things. So, for example, having a teacher that does look like you to communicate to you in your language, I think it does add actually something to the success of an individual.
I think it does. I agree, and I also think to JB's point, he is correct. At some point, it doesn't matter if you're dealing with someone who looks like you. You got to get a task done. You got to get a job done. You got to be able to succeed. And to his point, curriculum is curriculum. Doesn't matter who teaches it. You got to learn this shit. So he's not wrong.
Right.
So he's not wrong at all. I think he's having some technical difficulties. Young James Boogie, you back, man? I don't know. He switched too many outfits, man. So let's switch it up a little bit. Have you listened to Magic?
Yeah.
Nas and Hit Boys recent album that they dropped.
Yeah, it was great. It was great.
What are your thoughts about it? I listened to it. Let me see. I think I listened to it on the way driving back to Atlanta from Houston. I'm trying to figure out what's motivating Nas to rap like this. He's like a multi-millionaire. I don't know if he's a billionaire yet, but it seems like he got some inspiration from somewhere and he just started rapping.
You know, I think, I mean, he definitely outdid himself in the last year?
Yeah,
really? Because he dropped what, three things this year?
He dropped King. I think
for this past.
I know for sure King's Disease 2 came out, and I'm for sure King's Disease 2 came out, and then he dropped Magic. I think King's Disease 1 came out late 2020. So you got 2020 King's Disease, 2021 King's Disease 2, and Magic, and then we're gonna get a King's Disease 3. Should be coming up this year. So I've been excited about it. What have you been doing music wise, man?
Oh man, a lot. Before I do, okay. So speaking of albums and rappers, I've just been really digging Corday, dude.
Yeah, I wasn't. So I must admit, I wasn't up on Corday, and then I heard the track with him and Wayne on it, because you know I'm a Wayne fan. If Wayne does something, I'm gonna listen to it once. And I said, "Damn, Corday." Wayne, I feel like Wayne outspit Corday on the track, but I was like, "Oh, so he's more than just because he dates the tennis player, right? Naomi Osaka, right?"
Right.
I was like, "Wow, so he's more than just her boyfriend." And I like.
Oh, dude, he's cold. I'll even go ahead.
No, wasn't he like YSLM Corday or something first? What was his first name?
YBN Corday.
Yeah, so when
Corday.
When I started getting the YBNs and the YNBs and all of that stuff, I was like, I'm not listening to it. And then I heard Corday spit, and I was like, oh, this is fire.
Oh, he's fire. He's fire. On a similar note, the new 2 Chainz is a fire too. I'm a huge 2 Chainz fan.
2 Chainz, titty boy. Are you a huge 2 Chainz fan, Book?
No, I'm not.
I keep saying, speaking of 2 Chainz, I keep saying I'm gonna go to the Trap Museum since I'm in Atlanta. I'm like, I can't live in Atlanta and not go to the Trap Museum. And literally every time I pass by the Trap Museum, the line is wrapped around the building to the point where before I knew it was the Trap Museum, me and my wife passed by it and we were like, they passing out free food? Because it was around Thanksgiving time, the first time we really passed by it. We just thought they was giving out turkeys or some shit. Christmas time roll around, same thing. And so then I was like, maybe it's like a shoe spot. Maybe it's a Jordan drop I don't know about. Bro, it's just every day. My barber, she told me, she was like, nah, they really just be out there going to the Trap Museum, see the same shit every day. I'm like, okay.
That was racist, by the way.
Hey.
Naboo, do you DJ? Do you actively DJ?
Yeah. I was, yeah.
Like 2 turntables or 2 CD controllers? Like you act like, you know, back in, like you really DJ. How hard is it? I want to get into DJing. If Boog is going to sing,
I don't know why.
I'm going to DJ. So if the plan is the pod is going to pop, Boog is going to go on his single entertainer run as an R&B singer, and I'm going to be his road DJ.
Check it out. This is when we
it's very doable, my friend.
This is when we drop Generation Radio every Wednesday or Thursday.
Friday from 6 to 8. I just DJ'd. We just got off the air.
Can I DJ remotely or do I have to be there?
We're all DJing remotely.
Give me 4 months in the boo. I'm gonna get a set.
He's also a producer.
Okay.
Beats and
who does beats? Naboo, you still make beats?
About you.
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
I make beats?
Fruit Loops King.
I got Fruity Loops on my phone. I ain't mastered it yet though. You'll find out when I master it.
Well, how are we gonna be?
Oh, they got Fruity Loops for the phone? I didn't even know that.
I know they got Fruity Loops for the phone. Naboo, man, we all had. See, I don't know if I should be bringing this up on the pod because I don't know how that relationship is. We all had a mutual acquaintance back in the day.
I know of the acquaintance.
Oh, you know who exactly what I'm going to say? Are you guys?
Yeah, I know who exactly.
Do you guys still communicate? He had a.
Wait. Are you talking about?
Start with a C, end with an S.
He lived in like the Rice Village area. He always seemed like he never had to work, but had paper. And he was somewhat of a DJ.
Yeah.
And he always had just rare vinyl. And I was like, damn, this is the collection I need. Y'all still communicate?
Yeah, we still communicate.
How was homie doing? He was pretty cool.
Not that great. You know, divorce hits people hard.
Oh, he got married and divorced. Man, if I had a divorce, I'd be. Let me.
Stop yourself. Stop yourself.
Let me stop myself. If I was in a toxic marriage and got divorced,
right,
it'll be fire. Right. But I love my wife and we have a great, relationship. So if I got divorced from my beautiful wife, I would be distraught.
I always feel like there's like a point because he wrote a dissertation on like hip hop, right?
I feel like he was writing a dissertation for like 5 years.
He did.
Yeah, and I feel like that
Well, that's how long dissertations take.
Yeah, and I feel like there are points.
See, because I can't relate to that lifestyle, I don't know. I thought a dissertation is like 6 months at most.
You can't relate to the lifestyle of going to college?
No, nigga, writing a dissertation for some shit and I ain't got to work.
It's a PhD, man.
Nigga, anyway. I ain't got a PhD. You got a PhD?
Yeah, a player hating degrees. I'm gonna hate on you for the next 20. But no, what I was saying was like there were a lot of situations that were, I'm sure, talking points and highlights in his dissertation that we provided.
Were we like part of his case study?
It definitely had to be.
Yeah, for sure. Y'all were.
I thought he was inviting us over for whiskey and weed because he just liked us.
No, he was like, "What do B-grade rappers do in their off time?"
Smoke. And by jury, we can't afford, and half of it be fake. 90% of it be fake.
What? Why does that matter?
90%.
Why does that matter at all?
What, the fake jury aspect?
It does.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't.
The fake jury aspect.
If you had to pull out a diamond tester or any type of tester for my jury, I've already won. It don't matter no more.
So, if I was a rapper, if I was a legit rapper, like if we made it rapping, and I was a rapper, like if I'm Benny the Butcher right now, I'm gonna have a chain that's real.
Because you're wasteful.
Listen to what I'm saying. I'm gonna have one chain that's real that I like.
Because you're wasteful, bro.
The other 35 chains that I wear are 100% gonna be fake.
Why do you have to have one chain that's real? What does that prove to anybody?
It proves nothing. I like jury. So because I like jury and I like jury and I don't want to wear jury that's gonna fade in 30 days, it's gonna turn my neck green, it's gonna make me itch. That's what I'm saying. So my chains I wear are real, but my chains that I wear that are real, they are affordable to my lifestyle. That's what I'm saying.
What you're saying is that every chain that's not real fades and turns colors. You're saying that
you can buy some good quality gold-plated jewelry that even with that you'll spend $3,000 on a big ass Miami Cuban that if it was real would be $40,000. That's all I'm saying.
Man,
if I was a rapper, I definitely 100% would have a lot of fake jewelry.
And you are the reason why rapper goes broke. You have just explained to the public why rappers go broke.
I literally told you I would have fake jewelry. I'm not going broke.
You literally said that. Well, I'll get one that's real. Just
damn, bug. I can't buy one real chain for 5 bands.
But why?
Because I want it, nigga. That's what I want.
I'm asking you, what's the point?
Because it's what I like.
So it's just
it's why you wear. It's why you buy shoes. You're a sneakerhead. It's why you buy shoes.
I'm not a sneakerhead.
You are a sneakerhead, bug.
You
are. You might be a modest sneakerhead, but you are a sneakerhead.
Bro, my shoes scuffed up all the time.
Because you wear your shoes, bro. All sneakerheads should wear their shoes.
I'm playing my shoes.
If you walked into my closet room, you would see a certain amount of shoes, and you would be like, you spent a lot of money on shoes. But if you go grab my shoes, every pair of my shoes have scuff marks and dirt on them because I wear my shoes. I don't believe in buying shoes just to say I got them. If I buy the Cool Grays, I'm going to wear them. If I buy the Kanye's, I'm wearing them. I wear my Breads. I wear my Concords. I wear all them shits, bro.
Look ahead. Shout out to the 85 South show, man. I got some 85 South apparel, man.
Them niggas paid us?
Bro.
Did they buy one of your shirts?
What I'm saying is,
did they buy one of your shirts?
I can't praise another business.
Did they? I'm asking, did they buy one of your shirts?
I don't even know I exist, probably.
Oh man, you should have sent them one.
Besides,
bro, we ought to do it. You ought to send.
Hey, real quick.
Shirt. Go ahead, Naboo.
What was the conspiracy theory about the HBCUs? We never.
Oh, we never
what was the conspiracy part?
First off, I'm gonna have to get on you, bro. What we do on this show, man, is we start on a topic, and then we go on that topic for a little bit.
No, I know.
And then we go all the way left and never come back to it. To leave the listener in suspense to have to think about the topic.
But I'm glad Naboo brought it back up.
He gonna be
because I just didn't know what it was to begin with, so I needed a starting point.
Okay, so
hey JB, can you turn your mic up because you're like lower than there.
I'm lower than Aaron because he got his mic all the way up, man.
Nah, Naboo, because I talk like a real man. He talks like a child. Hey, what I finna say? I do have to shoot Bug some bail though. Me and Bug had.
Is that better right there for you, sir? Is that better?
Me and Bug had an argument about 6 months ago, off the pod, in my kitchen for an hour about kids going to HBCUs. I think every point that he brought up in that kitchen, I think he was right about it. I will tell him that.
Give me some highlights.
Well, my thing was this. I was like, there's nothing wrong with a kid going to a HBCU, but if I'm a kid, I'll go to the Alabamas of the world because Nick Saban is known for making NFL players. And Boog was
NFL stars.
Yeah, NFL stars. But JB was like, hey, man, if you're good enough, you can go to the Howards, you can go to the Prairie Views, you can go to the TSUs of the world, the Alcorn States of the world, and you can make it still. And I made up excuses of facilities were better, trainers were better, coaching was better. And I think Deion Sanders is showing us you do not have to go to a PWI to get eyes on you to go to the NFL. I do think that it's easier.
It's not.
Because he's Coach Prime. And the fact that he's Coach Prime, eyes are going to be on whatever institution he's at because they, A, want to see if he's going to fail. And the fact that he's not failing, B, it's Coach Prime. So the fact that Deion Sanders is coaching football, it's going to attract eyes. So
what school did Walter Payton go to?
I can't tell you what school Walter Payton went to. And it is not because he went to a HBCU or didn't. It's because I don't watch college football like that.
I'm saying Walter Payton, Jerry Rice, Shannon Sharp.
Now I know Shannon Sharp and T.O. went to HBCUs.
Darryl Green, Aeneas Williams.
I'm not saying you can't go to a HBCU and go to the NFL. I'm not saying that at all.
Steve McNair. These are
Aaron McNair, Alcorn State University.
These are Hall of Fame players. Michael Strahan. These are Hall of Fame players.
Texas Southern University, but you yourself told me TSU would not look at you because you lived in the city that they were in.
That's why I told you from the beginning. I was like, the biggest problem with HBCUs is black people.
Well, I think Deion Sanders is changing the narrative.
He's trying to. I agree.
I think everything Coach Prime is doing is great for HBCUs.
Yeah, but I'm saying my thing was, and to wrap it up and move on to the next subject. Michigan won the championship in '89. I watched that championship. I'm a big fan of Glenn Rice and Ramiro Robinson. They won in '89. After '89, they was doo-doo trash for the next 4 years. Right, next 4 years. When they found out that Chris Webber, Juwan Howard, King, Jalen Rose, and who was the last person? When they found out that the five top freshmen were going to Michigan, all of a sudden Michigan was on TV again. What I'm saying is the cameras follow the kids, not the school.
I agree 100%.
So if that's the case, then I don't care what school. It don't matter what school I go to.
No, you're right. And that's why I said everything you said in the kitchen that night was 100% true. Switching gears. Are y'all familiar with the Scream movie franchise?
Yeah, it's very, very Caucasoidish.
Are you excited about the new Scream movie coming out?
Have you seen the
what's up with the new one?
I don't know. It's almost like the descendants of the original Scream people are getting hunted again. I just don't know how many times Ghostface can hunt me without the actual Wu-Tang member being in the movie.
I'm just saying that nobody has hands like horror movies work for Caucasoid people because they ain't got hands, bro. You know how many times I pieced up a bunch of these?
Well, you know what, Boog? I'm glad you brought that up. There was a Jason movie where Jason had to verse a black guy who happened to be an amateur boxer from New York on his way up through the ropes. And he was putting hands on one Jason Voorhees. And he put hands on him to the point where he had him on the edge of the building. but he ran out of gas. And he told Jason to give him his best shot. And I believe Jason uppercut him and his head came off his body.
Yes, and that was racist. that was very racist.
My nigga, stop changing clothes, bro. This is your 5th shirt change, bro.
I don't know. I stopped counting at 3.
You put on the Zumunda button down. Then you
Like
went
that.
to the Starberry. Now you at this. So that's 3.
And I had the Heads Up Houston.
That's 4. And then what you originally started with is 5. Because it was the every single time shirt.
Yeah, I just started with that, man. Look, man, I'm a whole vibe over here, man. Naboo.
Yep.
What is your first off? I know Dub ain't heard. Let me give me 2 minutes to shame Dub. Or let me 1 minute to shame Dub. Dub don't listen to new music. He listens to the same 4 artists over and over again.
Benny the Butcher, Conway the Machine, Pusha T, and Lil Wayne and Nas. Oh, I've added Sauce Walker and Propane to my rotation.
He don't even know that Corday dropped. I mean, Nas dropped last week. And
We already talked about that, bro.
We just talked about Corday.
Yeah, we just talked about Corday.
Oh dang, man!
Yeah.
It was fire album, though, right? It was
Fire.
Yeah, I didn't like. I was telling the
Fire.
boo. I didn't know Corday was like that. Literally, the first time I listened to Corday was the single he put out with Wayne on it. Yeah, that's the first time I literally listened to Corday. I only listened to him because I heard Wayne was on a single, and they were telling me how Wayne just ain't losing with these features. And I listened to the song, and I was like, damn, Wayne is fire, but this Corday nigga is more than just Naomi Osaka's boyfriend.
I've been listening to
Yeah.
I've been listening to him since YM. And speaking of YNM or whatever, the dude who shot he should be home in 2 months, man. What's his name? Melly?
The nigga that killed his friends
YNM Melly.
and put him in the trunk. The
Melly.
nigga that killed his friends.
He should be out.
Yeah.
How's he getting out?
Like, he should be out in 2 months, man.
How?
Look.
So they was a part of the same clique.
Yeah. Check this out.
Yeah.
What you don't understand, bro, is I am super pro black, and it doesn't stop. Honestly, I'm pro black. Like, white people or Europeans or the American government or the powers that be have been so egregious against people of color and have-nots to where they don't get no passing me. So if let's say that somebody does something that's all the way wrong, and there's a 1/10 of a percentage point chance that the powers that be didn't do something right, I'm riding with the person that did that. I'm riding against the powers that be, because if the roles were reversed, bro, they gonna hang us, bro.
Well, I'm just tripping on the fact that I thought all the evidence pointed to the fact that he killed his homeboys.
Man, look, if there's a chance he can get out,
Right.
out, man.
I'm not talking about the chance that he can get out. Literally, I don't know if I can speak about this on camera, but I'll tell you about it later. What I'm saying is, I thought all the evidence pointed to the fact that he killed his homeboys.
I'm saying this white dude in Texas ran over this dude and they let him go home because he couldn't handle jail. That's what I'm saying. So if that's the
thing.
You ain't heard about that? This is like 4 or 5 years ago. The white dude ran over.
Oh, the nigga that killed the dude and he suffered from affluence.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that bullshit. That was some straight up bullshit.
What I'm saying is what I talked about earlier, the baseline of normality, with the social contract. If that's the baseline of normality, then man, why am I that shit gonna
Look,
either?
I'm not debating what you just said. I just was talking about, I thought all the evidence pointed to homie killed his friends. What technicality? No, I'm saying what technicality? No, what I'm saying is what technicality did he get out on? Is he getting off on?
Oh, he getting out. That's all I care about.
I want to hear the technicalities.
You gonna be asking the technicalities with the white boy?
I do. I really do. I do.
It don't be done. It'd be some simple stuff like, man, he can't handle jail. Okay, well.
Oh, like the QAnon the QAnon shaman who got locked up, and his tea lady was like, "Oh, he's only used to eating organic foods. He needs to be out of jail." My question is, or are they letting Casanova 2 times out?
No, he ain't gonna rot in jail, man.
Why, my nigga? That's Casanova, bro. Why does Casanova need to rot in jail, bro? You racist, my nigga.
No, what I'm saying is that, and I think, you know what, Naboo,
Yo,
what's the difference between racial and racist? I'm asking you because you're a teacher.
what's the difference between racial and racist? Let's define racial.
If you come back on this screen with a different shirt on, my nigga.
Relating to major groupings into which humankind is sometimes divided on the basis of physical characteristics, on the ground or connected with the difference in race. A racial minority, for example.
What's racist?
Yeah, racism has to do with the actual prejudice. And racial just means categorizing.
What you're saying is you can be racial and not be racist. What you're saying?
You can be racial but not be racist. I want to know why you're championing. You are championing the guy getting out of jail on a technicality, who all evidence pointed to him killing his friends. But
I don't know. I didn't say that.
but you said the young man who was guilty of selling legal dope and being a part of a street gang should rot in jail. Explain to me the difference.
I said that I don't know how YM and Melly. I don't know how Melly's getting out. I don't know how. I'm not sure. I don't have the details. I just know that him and his lawyer made the distinction that he should be getting out. It's been, he should be getting out soon. And that being said, I hope he gets out.
But you said Casanova 2 times should rot in jail.
Yeah. Because,
elaborate.
Because if you make a song called Jail Call,
yeah,
like you shouldn't be doing things to get yourself a jail call.
Because he knew about it. Like the irony of the fact that his debut album had Jail Call on it should mean that if anybody else knew he shouldn't be doing bullshit to get locked up, it should have been him. But with that being said, I do believe that he is a victim of affiliation, opposed to YMBN LFI Melly literally shooting his friends in the back of the head. There's a difference. If I had to pick which one of the young men should be released from jail, I'm probably releasing Casanova 2 times.
What did he go to jail for?
He's on a RICO charge. Apparently,
oh yeah, that's right.
He's a part of the Bloods and the Gorilla Stones.
Right.
So he was in Houston, and he was pushing his Casanova 2 times legal marijuana brand. And because he made a post that said, "Come get the dope," and he was in Houston where marijuana is not legalized, they trying to pin a racketeering charge of trafficking. They're saying so, and I only know this from the toxic FBI agent that Academics had on his podcast, that RICO shit is, if you're doing anything to help the furtherance of an organized group, and I'm probably saying this all wrong because I'm drunk, it's the RICO, and everybody gets the same charge.
Damn Elkie.
And with that being said, if I was from New York, because it seems like it only happens in New York, if I was a rapper in New York, the last thing I would do is be affiliated with any bullshit, and I would swiftly move out of New York. And I don't know how Jim Jones, and even though Jim Jones is one of my favorite rappers and people in hip hop, I don't know how Jim Jones is walking the earth free.
Yeah, for real.
He low key damn near ordered the hit on 6ix9ine. So if Mel Matrix is locked up,
Right.
Jimmy probably should be locked up too. But I fuck with Jim Jones, man. He one of my favorite rappers. Dipset. I salute Jimmy. So I don't know. Do I like rats? I don't know. Is Jimmy a rat? I don't know. Is Jim Jones a rat?
No, but I think that if you do this,
I don't think so.
if you go over the salute and it's below your hairline, then you're over 40. But
All salutes are below your hairline.